Hey everyone, welcome to another video. I'm Chris Runge with Runge Cars, and this is the Runge RS. If you haven't caught it, we've been doing a build series on this vehicle, and today we are going to visit my buddy Jeff Langendoerfer with Langendoerfer Design Werks. I've mentioned Jeff in other videos as he does a lot of my custom prototyping, milling, CNC work, but today he's going to be making the Runge badge, which is a really cool process combining old world technique and new technology. So let's head over to his shop and see what he's up to. For me, you've made custom badges, prototypes. You use a combination of 3D printing. You'll even mill stuff out of wood for prototyping, and we kind of work our way into having a finished product.
Yeah, so I use Fusion 360. I start with sketches. This was a combination of art that Chris had, and then we take that art and design a full sketch. And then you can see from here, here's the three-dimensional model. And then we go into manufacturing it, and you can see, just as an example, just to machine the top, there's 4 hours of operations, not really even including tool changes, just to do the top. And then I will go through and set up another operation for the back.
And LDW, that's your business?
Langendoerfer Design Werks, yeah.
All right. And is there a website where we can find you?
Yeah, it's actually Langendoerfer Design Werks with a W-E-R-K-S, works.com.
Cool. Is your machine considered a consumer machine?
My machine is considered custom. I mean, it is, it's a very unique machine. When I start it, it'll come over and ask for a tool. This is the power of a pneumatic tool change. Yeah, on the screen, it's showing you the position of the cutter. So if I don't want to stick my head in there, I can actually take a look here and see where it's at. And then this will tell you, like, that's spinning. I guess it's spinning at 24,000 because I'm cutting slow. So yeah, so now this one's completely done. So now what I'll do is I pop it out of the holder. I would imagine that this pattern will almost be gone by the time we're done heating it, but I don't care. It's, again, so we started with this. I just love that stuff, copper. I just use MAP gas. Takes a couple minutes, and this thing will go from nice and pretty to black. That's about enough. So then what I'll do, I'll move it off to a piece of stainless steel and let that cool down. There you go. You can see the black. Move that out of the way. And that's hot. So I put it in this acid mix. It's just 50-50 acid, muriatic acid and water. And I leave it in there for 5 minutes. Get this thing out of here. And the cool thing with this acid mix is, like, literally the minute you get it in water, it's done. Like, it doesn't have to soak in the water. This will end up taking probably 4 layers before polishing, and then when you polish it, you'll end up doing some touch-up. It's never perfectly flat. You kind of want it like wet sand. And after I clean it, if it's not evenly granulated, then I'll actually grind it in the mortar and pestle here. But this particular stuff is pretty even. It's, you know, with sand and water, it has kind of a mind of its own. So you'd think it's like you've got every pocket full, and then it's like I look at it. That kind of helps. You can see the water goes to the top when you do that. Then you got a couple options. You can just let this sit and dry. I just use an oven. I basically put it in the oven and treat it like a frozen pizza. And then this is one that, so this has been dried. So this is pretty much ready to fire. I will just make sure the more glass I get off the top of the metal is the less I have to polish, but this stuff has a tendency to kind of hop out, so I'm pretty careful. When you heat it, it goes through about 3 processes, and it goes through what they call a sugar process, where all of a sudden it'll kind of glisten and look like sugar. Then it'll go to like an orange peel where it looks like orange peeled paint, and then the glass will start to go flat. I will let it go perfectly flat on the final coats, but I kind of stop it a little early on the layers, just mainly because I don't want to burn it. I don't want to burn the glass. And you can burn the glass, especially the lighter colors. And a lot of people will use acetylene torches to torch fire. I've always used MAP gas and had really good luck with it. So there it's starting to go to what they call the sugar stage, and you see it start to melt. And that first layer is done.
Took the oxidation?
Yeah, so the acid wash takes the oxidation off, and so it's I check it, make sure it's clean, kind of look through it, and then now it's ready for another layer of glass. So second layer will go on this piece. The first layer is done.
Yep.
Now I build it up one layer at a time. 4 to 5 layers probably is what it's going to take. I have fired 6, 7 layers of glass, and I fire basically until it's up to the metal. Now at this stage, I will take that glass down to the top of the metal.
By sanding?
Yeah, I use some diamond files and diamond sandpaper,
okay,
ceramic sandpaper, and I'll get that just to the metal because I don't want to take details out of the metal. I want to take as little of that metal off as I can, and I repeat that process until I can see all the detail. I'll have one of the existing emblems here so I can make sure I'm aware of all the detail, because some of that fine detail, it's fragile until it's surrounded perfectly by glass. And you'll get to a point where it doesn't need any more sanding. Then I go to polishing. So after I use all the distilled water through the rubbing alcohol to clean, then I go to a electro cleaning solution. Then after that, this is basically like the acid. It's a light acid etch that just kind of etches the all the metal parts. And then after that, in between those steps, I rinse it with water, and then I go on to this is the nickel. Is green as that is nickel suspended in a solution. So this will actually get polished, cleaned, plated one more time, and then I wax it with carnauba wax. And that just protects it.
All right, so after several days at Jeff's shop, we have a completed badge, and you guys can see just how much work he puts into these things. It's really a tedious process. The next step is to install it on the car. So when Jeff makes these badges, he can also make templates that act as a guide for laying out the placement of the badge on the vehicle, which is super helpful. So I'll go ahead and put this on and get it right where I want it before I drill the holes. I'm just going to put a mark at the center of each one here.